We're going to talk about Stoicism today, but probably not in the way you're used to thinking about it. Forget dusty old books for a second. We're going to look at this as a really practical mental toolkit, a set of techniques you can actually use right now to deal with the chaos of the modern world. So let me ask you, when you hear that word stoic, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For a lot of us, right, it's probably some dude who's totally emotionless, stone-faced, maybe even a little cold. Just hold that thought for a minute. Because, to really get what Stoicism is, we've got to first clear the air and talk about the biggest misconception of what it isn't. Yeah, this is the classic caricature, isn't it? The whole idea that being stoic means you just bottle up your feelings, you grit your teeth, and you power through whatever life throws at you. The ultimate stiff upper lip. But that's not it. It's not even close, actually. The Stoics were never about not feeling emotions. They were all about not wasting your precious energy and care on things you have absolutely zero control over. It's a system for being smart about where you invest your emotions. And this is where things get really, really interesting. This ancient way of thinking has this direct, undeniable link to one of the most effective types of modern therapy. So let's unpack that connection a little bit. Just take a look at this quote for a second. I mean, doesn't that sound like something you'd read in a 21st century psychology textbook? But get this, it was written by Epictetus, his Stoic philosopher, almost 2,000 years ago. This one idea, it's the master key to the whole system. And this is their model of the mind, and it's just brilliant. It's not event leads to emotion. Nope. There's this crucial step right in the middle, your judgment, your interpretation of that event. The Stoics figured out that our emotions don't just randomly attack us, they are a direct result of what we believe is happening. And that exact model, the idea that our thoughts and our interpretations create our feelings, well, that is the absolute bedrock of what we now call cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. One of the most scientifically validated and widely practiced therapies in the world today. I mean, just look at this. It's wild. It's basically the same owner's manual for the human mind, just with a different cover. What modern psychology calls cognitive restructuring, the Stoics called examining impressions. What we call catastrophizing, they warned against treating possibility as certainty. It's the same exact wisdom, just translated for a new generation. Okay, so that's the theory behind it. But Stoicism was never meant to just be a theory sitting on a shelf. It's meant to be used. So let's get practical and open up the actual toolkit. All right, so the core practice is called examining impressions, and it's built on this incredibly profound but simple idea. Your thoughts just show up. They arrive automatically. You don't control that. But whether you agree with those thoughts, whether you buy into them as truth, that part, that is 100% your choice. And that moment, that little tiny gap between a thought arriving and you reacting to it, that pause is everything. Without it, we're just running on autopilot, right? But with it, we get to choose our response. And that's where all our freedom is. So what do you actually do in that pause? Well, you run that automatic thought through a really simple but incredibly powerful 3-question filter. First up, you just ask yourself, is this actually true? Is this thought factually accurate? Or is it just a story I'm telling myself right now? Is there another way to see this? Second, you ask, is this helpful? I mean, really, is dwelling on this thought moving me toward a solution? Is it making me better, or is it just dragging me down into a spiral of anger or anxiety? Does it serve a purpose? And finally, the ultimate Stoic gut check. Is this within my control? Is this thought about something I can actually do something about? My actions, my choices, my effort? Or am I just spinning my wheels, wasting all this mental energy on something totally outside of my power? Now, this whole toolkit, it isn't just for some huge life-altering crisis. It's designed for the day-to-day grind. Think about using it when you get that sudden spike of anger from a work email, or when your mind starts racing about a deadline, when you feel totally overwhelmed, or you're just stuck in that mental loop, replaying something over and over and over again. So here's the big question, right? Why does this 2,000-year-old system still have so much to offer us today? Well, it's because Stoicism isn't selling you a quick fix. It's not promising you'll be happy all the time. It's a training program. It's about building a durable skill, the ability to think clearly and act well, especially when things get tough. And that skill is absolutely timeless because, well, the human mind hasn't really had a software update in a few thousand years. Our technology has changed, but our core challenges, they're the same. Life will always have uncertainty. It will always have things we can't control. The problems are ancient, and it turns out, so are the best solutions.
And look, you don't even have to call it philosophy if that word feels a little intimidating. Just call it what it is: mental training. It's like psychological fitness, a practical, logical operating system for building a more resilient mind.
Because in the end, the Stoics knew you can't avoid difficulty. You just can't. Their answer was never to run away from it, but to prepare for it, to build a mind that is strong and clear no matter what's happening on the outside. So the last question isn't for me, it's for you. What will you prepare for?